lovelies out there. My thought for this morning, very early, 4:30, comes about really by comments by two individuals. One being as what I can only assume is maybe an ex-wife of one of the bloggers here in the Philippines, who's a little upset at some of the things that are being said by a channel in relation to herself and her son from a previous relationship back in the UK. And I won't name her, but I think if you go to the comments on Grumpy Brit in the Philippines, you'll see both her name and the name of her son, who apparently is a grown man now and being spoken of quite often by the host of the other channel that she's referring to. It's not my position to necessarily highlight he said this, she said that. But we must also remember that many foreigners who come and live outside of their chosen birthplace to maybe start again and make a new life leave behind, in many cases, an element of destruction and turmoil that often is brought into question by those other family members who have felt that they were wronged in the past and feel maybe a little violated by the foreigners talking about their lives before, maybe in a not so true way, reflection. Now that can be very difficult because with Facebook it's easy just to block somebody, to turn away from family members that you clearly not seen eye to eye on. But of course, we'll call them the victims of a relationship that has soured over the years, whether or not they have remained friends. It can be hurtful to hear their names or their situation being aired in the public arena when it was really more a private situation. But I can understand also how frustrating it must be to have only one side of a coin shown, a side that maybe portrays that person who left as somewhat different to what there was actually maybe experienced at the time. We must always be mindful that even if we decide to obliterate the past and to present an image that fits the narrative of today, that we don't tread on other people's feelings and thoughts. It's always very difficult to walk that narrow path of one's past with reality. And to be fair, I think that it's maybe better for all if either we don't talk about that part of our lives at all, or if we are going to, maybe we need to be able to suck up sometimes the unpleasant side and just acknowledge that maybe they've failed somewhere along the line that's left them in that position with the ex back home. I did comment on, along with one of the other persons who commented, And I suggested that maybe if she wants to put the record straight, maybe it might be better that she does it maybe on a live stream using maybe, what do we call it, StreamYard. She doesn't actually have to show her face. She can just talk, as can maybe the son as well, just to put things straight and in perspective, so that there is no future feeling of animosity over the other channel that we can't really talk about. It's not a case of highlighting drama, it's just giving her a platform to maybe have somebody take into account that not only do bloggers do this, but often you can find yourself in a situation listening to stories of expats who come here, who reinvent themselves, and at the expense of those that they've left behind. It's not a case of Karen, it's not a case of necessarily of a disgruntled ex. It's just putting the record straight so that people can still enjoy the channel and the chat, but at least get a more balanced point of view. If that person has wronged that family, then own up to it, wear it, and just put it behind them, and maybe just show a little bit of humility and not necessarily air their dirty linen in a different manner to the rest of the world. That's my early morning thought for the day. Sorry that it's so negative, but we do need to remember that some of us can paint a rosy picture when really they've come from not such a rosy past. And we need to remember the exes have feelings too, as do the children that you leave behind. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, comment, keep it civil, but what are your thoughts on the matter? Bye now.